I live with my boyfriend of 3 years, his parents and his sister. His parents both had full-time jobs until his mom's full-time was cut back to on-call, so they made significantly less money than before. I offered multiple times to help them, but they always told me no. They didn't need any monetary help. And no matter what bills they knew they couldn't pay, they held their stance and never took any money I offered. Well, his dad has a Ford Expedition that he let me use. I offered to pay the insurance, the registration, the new tires that the car needed, and he always told me no. In November of last year, he offered to sell it to me. The price we agreed on was $2,500. So every single payday since November, I gave him almost $250 to pay off the car. On Tuesday, I came home from Target and all of a sudden the tow truck pulls up. Not thinking anything, I go inside while both his parents and his sister rushed out. The tow truck hooked up my truck and took it away. What his dad didn't tell me was he took out an auto loan on the car and didn't pay it, so it was taken away. No explanation to me or anything. I gave this man $2,000 and they took away the car. He essentially sold me a car that he didn't have the title for. My boyfriend had no clue whatsoever, so I can't be angry at him, but I have no idea what to do. What angers me is that he took my money knowingly and didn't pay the loan. They gave him a grace period of 2 weeks and he did nothing and told me nothing. He spent all the money on other bills and upgrades for him, his wife's, and daughter's iPhones. My boyfriend's sister is 20 years old and has never had a job. And now I'm the only one who is screwed. I have no car, while his dad and his mom get to keep both of their cars. I have 2 jobs, and my boyfriend works full-time. His parents have offered me rides, but rides don't do anything for me. His dad told me he'd give me my money back, but he doesn't know when. I'm angry. I'm upset. His dad will not talk to me. He won't even look me in the face. He avoids me at all costs, and he uses my boyfriend as a messenger. I keep asking when will I get my money back, and my boyfriend doesn't know. He keeps saying his dad needs to borrow it from someone. I know I can't be mad at my boyfriend because he truly didn't know, but I think this crap is ridiculous. His dad had 10 days to come up with $3,000 to get the truck out of the lot. He expected me to help him, but I refused to give him another cent. So on March 23rd, if the car isn't taken out, it's being auctioned. His dad wants to get the truck out, but all I want is my money back. What do I do? My parents live across the city, and they want to know why all of a sudden I have no car if I paid for it. I don't want to get them involved because my mom is a hothead, but if I have to, I will. His dad and I had a verbal agreement, but I have documentation of every single time I've given his dad money. I don't want to do anything that will cost me my relationship with my boyfriend because I love him more than anything, but I can't trust his family after this. Is there anything I can do? Anything I can say? I want my $2,000. I work 9 a.m. to 12 a.m. I get less than 6 hours of sleep a night, and I worked hard for that money. $2,000 isn't a lot of money to some, but it is to me. The rest of it is in my savings because my boyfriend and I wanted to get our own place, but now I'm going to have to use it for a new car. I feel ducking stupid that I feel like I should say something. What should I do? Small claims court. It sucks, I know, but your boyfriend's dad is not a good person, and he is never voluntarily going to give you back your money. He's going to count on you valuing your relationship with your boyfriend more than your hard-earned money. If your relationship is strong and your boyfriend is a good guy, he'll have your back. I'm sorry, it really sucks when someone you trust takes advantage of you. Update. In 2 weeks, it'll be 2 months since the car was taken. The day before it was to be auctioned, my boyfriend's dad scraped up $3,000, plus $500 in storage and towing fees, from who knows where, and went to get the truck out. My boyfriend refused to let me use it because he was furious with his parents, and a week later, I bought myself a new car. His parents took away the keys to the truck from me and gifted it to his sister, who has no job, license, or permit. So since she can't drive it, it's been sitting in the driveway for almost 2 months now, untouched. Now, it's been almost 2 months, and his dad hasn't given me my money back. I've asked for it every Friday since the 20th of March with no avail. His dad said he would be able to get it to me a week after, But that same Friday, his mom's family came to town, and they spent all the money they were going to give me on taking out their family and going to gamble instead. We live in Las Vegas. I told them I needed it to pay for my registration since my hours at my second job got cut back since I was in the hospital with pneumonia, and they told me they didn't have anything to give me because it was all going towards their bills. 2 days later, the internet, Wi-Fi, TV service gets shut off, and my boyfriend's phone gets turned off. He's on the family line because his dad didn't pay the bills. They have ignored me and given me excuses until I blew up at them this last Friday. I told them they stole $2,000 from me and I wasn't going to let it go. I gave his dad a deadline until Friday to give me back every cent that I gave him, or else I would take him to small claims court. My boyfriend told me he stands behind me and he is disgusted that his parents did this to me and the fact that they avoided me at all costs, even though we live under the same roof. His parents won't kick me out because my boyfriend said if they did, he would never speak to them again. But we move into our own place on May 23rd, and I told them I would not be leaving this house until I got my money back. So let's see what happens this Friday. I have a demand letter already written and notarized. I don't think they ever had any intention on giving you that money back, visiting family or not. This sounds like a super crappy situation. I'm sorry you have to deal with this crap. Silver lining. It's really nice to know your boyfriend has your back, especially when it comes to his family. May 23rd will be here in no time. I hope you enjoy living together. I, 45 female, am the oldest daughter of my dad's first marriage. My youngest siblings are R, 44 male, G, 42 female, and B, 40 male. When I was 19, Dad dumped Mom for his mistress, went full no contact because he wanted a fresh start, no strings attached, and left us penniless since Mom didn't have a job. Dad forced her to quit, and neither my or my siblings because we were 100% at school. R was able to track back Dad and begged him to rekindle his relationship with us or give us some money. Dad refused, but when some people started asking questions, awkward questions, at that time, Dad's business skyrocketed and he became a very wealthy man, but depended on his good reputation for that. So he obliged. For the next years, Dad ruled over our lives with iron fist because he would threaten to kick us and our mom out of our house because he still owned it if we didn't surrender to his demands, which included banning G and B to go to college since he didn't approve of their career choices. G ended up studying something he chose for her. Then, Dad got a heart attack that almost killed him. Me, my siblings, and even my mom rushed to his side. But his new wife and, at the time, 2 teenage daughters didn't even show up once because we were there anyway. This was a serious wake-up call for Dad. He begged for our forgiveness and made an almost 180-degree change. He gave our house to Mom, helped us every time we reached out, without imposing himself, offered G a job in his business, and paid B's tuition. Dad also paid for our weddings, and when mine, ours, and G's kids came to age to go to elementary, B doesn't have kids. Dad paid for their school expenses, something he's going to do for all of his grandkids until each one graduates from college. And no, he will not impose his will on their choices. Ours got remarried a few years ago. His first wife cheated, with A, who already had 2 girls, and also gave R another kid. The problem is that for over 2 years, G has been saying that Dad should also pay for A's other kids' school expenses, because now that they are part of the family is only fair. The first time she told R and A, they apparently looked at her like she was crazy and said no because the girl's dad pays for that, and he's very happy to do it. G didn't like it, and now every once in a while she keeps saying that Dad needs to do it. Yesterday she was talking to Mom over the phone and told her that if Dad is going to pay with money for what he did to us, it's only fair that we milk out of him as much as we can. Mom scolded her for saying that. They got in a fight. G hung up on Mom and called me, trying to find someone who would agree with her. When I told her that, frankly, she's being ridiculous, she got more angrier, called me an a-hole, and hung up on me too. She sounded really hurt, and now I'm feeling very guilty. Am I the a-hole here? Edit. Just because I have the feeling someone will ask about it. Yes, Dad has also offered to pay for therapy for all of us. G and Mom were the only ones who rejected the offer because Mom doesn't feel she needs it. And G straight up refused and said that therapy is a waste of time. Not the a-hole. G and A have a point, but your dad doesn't need to pay for his grand stepkids. They've got a father for that, and a stepfather. They're being cheapskates for pushing this matter onto your dad, who's been more than generous. If they keep pushing this, then it's pretty evident y'all will be using him as a cash cow. Best of luck. My 25 female parents separated when I was 10. For tax and insurance purposes, they stayed married legally, but were not in a relationship. I was a daddy's girl up until they split. But once it was just me and my mom 24/7, we got super close. As in, I have her name tattooed on me 3 times type of close. That is my best friend, and if I'm being 100% transparent, she is the sole reason I haven't self-deleted. My mom has always had health struggles, but she's a fighter, and I feel like it would be a slap in the face to self-delete after she has worked so hard to keep herself around for me. Fast forward to 2015, and my dad is in a new relationship. A few years go by, and in 2018, he decides that he wants to legally divorce my mom so that he can marry his girlfriend. He gives Mom a heads up so that she can get some health insurance lined up before they become legally divorced. Mom wasn't thrilled because Dad has the best health insurance through his job. And being as though she has so many pre-existing conditions, a lot of health insurance companies don't want to insure her. It was clear that Mom would have to apply for government public health insurance, which she did. While she is going through the process of getting this in place, it takes months. Dad is getting more impatient and decides that he doesn't want to wait for her to have health insurance and proceeds to push for the divorce to be sped up. Important information. Mom has fought and beat lymphoma cancer, diabetes, high blood pressure, congestive heart failure. Her heart operates at about 35%. Oh, and she has tumors, non-malignant, on her brain. I say all that to say she needs her ducking medication and access to her ducking doctors. To cut to the chase, my dad gets his way and the divorce is finalized at the end of May 2019. Unbeknownst to us, Mom's government health insurance got approved in the beginning of May. However, it just took a while for the notice to get to her. It was a major relief, and technically, she never was without health insurance. After that incident, though, I can't look at my dad the same. He was willing to literally let my best friend die because the process wasn't moving quick enough for him. The kicker, he didn't even get married until June 2021. So what was the freaking rush? When he invited me to the wedding, I declined. I don't support the marriage that he was willing to let my mom die over. Am I the a-hole for holding this grudge and not attending the wedding? Not the a-hole for not attending his wedding. You are not obligated to attend anyone's wedding, not even your father's. That said, your dad stayed legally married for a long time, far longer than they were together, to give your mom insurance. That doesn't strike me as someone who's an a-hole. It strikes me as someone who went way above and beyond to make sure his ex-wife and the mother of his child was taken care of as long as he could. He's allowed to move on with his life, be happy, and get married though. Even if it upsets you, and yes, sadly, even if it deprived your mother of her insurance. I'm really glad that she got government help, and I hope that she stays around for you for a long time. And I truly hope one day you can look at your father's actions a little more kindly and repair your relationship. You still could have a very good relationship with your father as well as your mother. Millions of women would kill to have their ex-husband go above and beyond like that and give them as much consideration as your dad gave your mother for so many years. Edit. People have pointed out that my dad was gracious for keeping her insured for so many years after separating, and this is true. However, my mom also extended him a lot of grace before and after the separation. He never contributed a single dime to help raise me after he moved out. School clothes? Mom. Extracurriculars? Mom. My sweet 16 and first car? Mom. High school graduation party and college tuition? Mom. While he did have better insurance, she always made more money than him, and I never remember her complaining about him not doing his part financially. When I stopped wanting to have a relationship with him, nope, that's still your dad. And she pushed me to maintain some sort of relationship with him. After he had a stroke, had to retire early, and then ended up homeless because his mistress didn't want to take care of him. Who made sure he had food to eat? You guessed it, my mom. Why didn't I include this in my original post? Well, I don't want you guys to jump right to him being an a-hole just because he's a deadbeat. I wanted to know if I was the a-hole for allowing the insurance situation to be the nail in the coffin that stopped me from attending the wedding. However, I understand how my mom, came across as entitled based on the limited info I included originally.